Click, 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 click.
So I can confirm we have chicken news.
That was a lot.
Wait, what? Are you serious?
It took me an hour to find this article, but it's a good one. It's
Clucking
a good one.
news.
Woo!
I think it's a good one.
Canadian Poultry Magazine.
Oh my goodness!
Wow.
The Canadian chicken industry. I mean, I'm so glad that we have that as a topic.
When a chicken clucks, it means something.
When it what?
When a chicken clucks, it means something.
What does it mean?
Is that from like the new
Canadian.
Joker movie? Is that a quote from the Joker movie?
I'm gonna like panic. This feels like a
The
trick.
second Joker
Right,
movie, because that's a really bad quote.
Now, AI is your friend. So AI has now figured out what chickens are saying.
Hey, don't ruin the article, all right? No
Okay,
one's going to
okay.
stay if we
Spoiler
talk about the
alert.
freaking
Yeah,
article.
what-
God,
I don't know.
you don't talk
Your
about the
podcast.
news.
It's probably VC funded and
know.
everything.
I don't even know what story that is, but I want to start with it.
That's the hook, John. That's what
No,
they're
no,
saying
no.
for.
The only reason we do this podcast is so people make it to the end so they can do the chicken article last.
Okay, we'll do the chicken article last because that's the only reason people stay on.
Correct.
Okay.
That's correct. That's the hook. It's like the
yeah.
coming in 15 minutes, the chickens. Anyway, we're going to show you videos
Hey.
of squirrels for the next 15 minutes.
Film it.
Here's your teaser. You can download the Cluckify app now. While we're live.
Cluckify?
Cluckify.
Oh my goodness.
Something got in and killed all my chickens. And I think we're using all of the good stuff right now. All right. Hey, Corey, do you just want to run it again? Since I haven't
I'll
been
run
here
it.
in
We
so
just need
long.
you to throw in a rant in there at some point, and then
I got
we'll be
you.
good to
I
go.
got you on the rants.
Okay.
There's like
Sick.
there are so many ranty stories. It's ridiculous.
Okay,
Like, this is a pretty
I'm so
diverse set of
excited.
stories.
Roll the finger. Let's go. Let's go.
All right.
Hello and welcome to Black Hills Information Security's Talkin Bout News. It's August 25th, 2025. I heard the president is going to authorize U.S. hackers to just target whatever foreign powers they want to. Is that true?
We're privateers, all right? I'm here to steal your logs. I will defend you.
The number of people that are just making pirate noises makes me so happy. Like I don't even know how many.
of the Flying Spaghetti Monster. Corey, come here and I'll touch you with my noodly appendage.
I don't know how many people made pirate noises, but you're all amazing.
It's not.
Okay,
It's
so-
not an HR violation.
This is a real story. This is a real story. I will say.
At this point,
I want to
All right.
contain the hype train a little bit because this has only been submitted. This isn't actually necessarily a real thing. But Arizona's congressman submitted, I guess, a bill to essentially use a letter of marque, or is it marque? Marque?
It's marque.
I don't know.
Mark, yeah.
It's just
Letter
letters
of marque, which is a
Marque.
200-year-old, I guess, I don't know, policy that allowed privateers, which is Black Hills Information Security, to attack the vessels of foreign nations. Which, first of all, how is this ever a thing?
Well, it was a big thing during the colonial era when you had lots of ships at sea bringing ill-gotten goods back from the wilds of where the colonies were, where we were.
The ocean.
Yes. Well, from lands across oceans and then
Sure.
bringing them back. But of course, you had Spain and England and France and all of those companies competing for it. So if Elizabeth needed to fill the coffers a little more, she'd issue letters of marque to her sailing fleet and say, okay, go get the other guys, and this is your get out of jail free card.
Yeah.
I'm cool with this. I don't know how anyone in this industry. I can't see any possible way that anything could possibly go wrong with this. It just seems letters of marque,
Oh my god!
just
Static Tundra.
unleashing us on the internet. Because it just seems like a good idea. I just comment.
Okay.
Isn't Russia already doing this anyway? Really? Like, come on.
Yeah, I mean, a roundabout way.
Right.
I mean,
actually, I gotta
arguably,
be honest
Israel,
with you.
China, Russia are doing this to a degree.
I wanna be honest. Seriously, I am okay with this because it's just going to destroy the internet, right? Like we need all of the countries to war and mark against each other. Facebook will go. It's going to be like a nuclear assault.
my
Facebook's going to
goodness.
vaporize. Amazon's going to vaporize. No one's going to be able to use Google. We're going to have to go to direct IP addresses to get to websites again. It's going to make the internet awesome again. Like
We can start over.
the internet needs to be.
You know what we're gonna
Bring
call
it
this?
back right
Flame
now.
Wars 2025. Let's go.
Damn right.
Okay.
Yes.
So hypothetically, in historical, like I don't know if this is true or if it's apocryphal, but supposedly sailors were allocated like a pint of rum a day or whatever ridiculous amount.
We can do the same thing.
So how much
was
would
part
I
of
be
their pay.
allocated if I was going out to, pillage and whatever foreign nations' cybersecurity assets? How much rum would I be granted? Would it be Red Bull? Would it be balls? What would it
One
be?
handle.
Cola?
Well, if you're smart, you
Thanks,
save it
Rob.
up multiple days and then just drink it all at once and have a really good, successful little hacking session.
Because there's no pirate that says moderation is key to a happy existence.
Absolutely,
No,
exactly.
no.
Somebody break out the jolt.
No,
Let's
okay.
go.
Like
Trivia
said,
factoid.
we're going to
Trivia
destroy the
factoid.
internet. John 3:16.
It would be funny. I mean,
Here
just
we go.
all of the hilarious repercussions of this. I mean, there's no way this goes anywhere, right? Like, to be honest, there's no way. This
Oh, I
goes
don't know
anywhere.
about that.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know about I don't knowing
You
about that.
could.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Like property value is real cheap in Arizona. It wouldn't be hard to
Hey,
move there.
we're going to rename the Department of Defense back to Department of War. We just need a Department of Cyber War. We're right there. We're one word off, Corey. One word.
But
Cyber
it would
war.
it would have to be federally authorized. It couldn't just be
It
Arizona
would, it
being
would.
like, we don't like you. It would have to
It's
be.
going to be a form, like a Google form that you just submit your email address,
Just auto.
certificate of authenticity
There you go.
that says "Get your hack on."
There's a checkbox that says,
Get your
I am
hat
a
on.
certified pirate and able to forge the high seas or whatever.
I am so behind this. You have no idea.
Oh my goodness.
It's like King of the
Like
Hill
if
where they take the
you
bounty hunting
pirate
classes and
flag.
they give them a hat.
Yeah.
Then it's time to make like a specialized black badge for this situation here.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
Could you imagine?
The pillaged 1K badge or something. Oh my goodness.
I just love the internet going to a series of hidden IPv6 addresses that people have to connect to through Tor.
You mean
It's
Oh
just
my goodness.
You're talking about I2P.
Everything
Predator,
goes
I2P.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just wonder
Fix
how badly scammed this congressman got when he's sort of like, we need to get this money back. And
Oh.
it just reads like something where like he got scammed and he leveraged everything he could. And they said, you know what? Sorry, the money's gone. You're not getting that money back. And he's like, I'll show you. Like, we'll get. Why don't we send some hackers after him in order to get the money back?
What worries me though, we've got all of these things like we're going back to the Middle Ages. What the heck is up with this?
But we had such a good time in the Middle Ages. Evereverything was great, and
Everything
nowody
was
died
great.
of diseases.
There
or
was no
beheadings
average
oppressive
and-
lifespan
classes
was
or
35.
races.
It was
And-
exciting,
And women would bear 12 or 17 children, and 3 of them would survive to adulthood.
But you get to sail across and like die in the middle of the ocean somewhere.
That's
I mean,
viable.
what is the internet? Okay, so real quick, what is the like internet piracy equivalent of scurvy? Is it like viruses?
It's going to Reddit.
Oh man.
low bandwidth.
Mm.
It's,
Nah,
it's
okay.
the
Low
OSI
bandwidth
model.
is pretty good.
It's the OSI
Bronwyn's-
model is the scurvy.
It's just
No,
going to
it's-
Reddit. That's all it is.
We
You
have to
be on
move on
Reddit.
from this story, but
Okay, all right.
I, for one, support this, as does every other sane human being that wants the internet to burn to the ground, because the only way to fix it is to flush it all away.
It would be really funny.
I know. I didn't want to spend too much time on it because it's not a real article, but it is hilarious. All right, so
Yeah.
we can move on to some, I don't know, possible positive news or negative, depending on your approach. So, Scattered Spider the 20-year-old Florida man named Noah Urban got 10 years. The recommended sentence was 8 years, I guess, and apparently the judge got also hacked by Scattered Spider and assaulted.
Spider in the middle of the face. Like,
Do you think they're looking to see if he was going to rat on someone? Like that was my first thought, right?
They said it was the other defendant, one of the other defendants. And so
I just think this is one of those situations. Like, I had a really good friend of mine when I was getting my clearance. He got it. He had the investigators come and spend a lot of time talking to him. And when he was getting the meetings with the investigators, he calls me up and he's like, "John, I just want to let you know, I'm not telling him anything." Wink. And I'm like, "Dude, tell them yeah, I get you. I know. I'm like, you're not helping." And I hope to God that there was a conversation between this dude and his friend, like, "Dude, you hacked the judge." "I know I did." "You're not helping." Okay?
Please stop. You're making it worse.
You're just making it worse.
I think you're 100% right. And on some level, I guess I feel bad for this person. They're 20 years old.
I do too.
And, you know, like, I do think that this is a reasonable sentence. I think, I mean, it's a little heavy, maybe 8 to 10 years, maybe on the lower side. I'm assuming there's some possibility for early release. And also, once the U.S. government approves this whole piracy internet thing, he's going to have the hell of a pirate ship.
He's going to be conscripted. We're going to have conscripts.
As soon as he gets out,
he's going to be coming out.
That's the strategy.
Can you imagine this Noah, like pirate Noah, going out and social engineering Russia to like get some judge's money back or something?
Someone Photoshop an eye patch on him real quick. Like, I could see
I think was it Bronwyn last week? Did you mention that, like, you know, it's sad that they just, you know, why didn't he just go into bug bounty? I mean,
yeah,
I agree.
Because there's not $13 million in bug bounties.
That's why.
you need $13 million. You can live
that's
on
hard.
too.
But you do need $13 million because of course you
that's
do.
about what you need to
how
live in
many
California.
You know how many times we're on this show and we see a hack executed by idiots, and we're just like, why are we doing this legitimately, guys?
I think about this every day. I think about that every. I'm like, man, like maybe I should.
I don't know though.
I could have them hacked. I could hack this whole place and burn it to the ground. My
John,
swing
put
lane
that eye patch away. You put that eye patch away right now. I think the other, the restitution, it is 13 million, that's a lot of restitution. I hope he got Bitcoins, because if so, maybe he can make that up in 10 years of Bitcoin gains. But otherwise, that's going to be a lot of.
He's screwed, because if we're story jumping, we got a story in here about China and crypto and quantum computing.
So real quick, before we step into that, there's another sentencing. I think we talked about this article years ago. The person who made the function in his Java code is this employee enabled, and then when he got fired, that Java just fork bombed the entire company. That guy got sentenced today to, I think it's 4 years. So yeah, we talked about this when it happened. It was,
but his
basically
sentence
just
was
weaponized
reduced by 5 years because he had to code in Java, and they consider that
time served.
I will say it is from I'm not like a legal expert, but like the guy decided to go to trial and it did not go well. Like why would you go to trial on this? In your defense, my boss was a dick. Like
maybe he was hoping someone would hack the judge for him real quick.
Hack the entire jury and tell them to vote no.
I was going to say
judge as well, his own lawyer as well.
Noah got 10 years. This guy only gets 4, right? Noah, how many people did Noah hack? Like, maybe it's like go big or go home type of deal, right? Like, one.
It had to be a former Java developer on his side somewhere. Just like,
had to be.
Let's give him 4.
Like, no,
we
dude,
understand his pain.
Hung jury.
So
also,
what do they call that? Nullification. Have you guys ever heard of that, jury nullification?
Yeah.
So basically, what a jury can say with jury nullification is, yes, all the facts point to this person is guilty of this crime, but we totally are going to find him not guilty anyway. If the attorneys were doing this right, they would get a bunch of developers on the jury, and all they would have to say all they would have to say is like, dude, the requirements were a pain in the ass. The requirements kept changing and users kept on changing things. They had me change the color. They went through and in the middle of it, they wanted to put in like a dancing unicorn in it. And I just, in my defense, I thought it was a good idea to do this because I hate my end users. And they'd be like, nullification, not guilty. They can do that.
Just show them the Jira comments.
And then the
show them the Jira comments.
And the mere fact that he got points for using the object-oriented programming language as well too, and not just functional. So yeah, kudos to him. He's off.
But his OPSEC is bad. He shouldn't have used a function called "Is this employee enabled?" He wrote in the function. Can you imagine being the incident response firm and just running the decompiling the Java and then just being like, "Oh, there it is." What? He wrote a function that just am I enabled? If not, fork bomb.
And that function right there screams premeditated.
That's also very true. That's also very true.
Could have called it like the Cisco update process.jar. It's something like that.
They never would have looked. They never would
have paid attention to that one.
I mean, all of that aside, I never understand how someone does something like this and expects any other outcome except for something like going on trial for it. Yeah, I don't know what other outcome they're imagining. Like everybody goes, damn, he got us. Shoot. All right. Beans, we'll learn next time. Yeah.
It's one thing when you're 19 or 18-year-old boy. It's another thing when you're in your 50s. Like you got to know better by then.
Or at that point you're just mad and you're like, whatever, man.
It's like that old Michael Douglas movie, Falling Down. At that point, he's just done. He's just had it. I think that we're just kind of seeing burnout and the effects of burnout. In these two.
That's probably that's probably what it actually is just someone with mental health issues that has no concept of reality. But
and so he's gonna get some time off to work on it though. That's nice.
Yeah, that's true.
State sponsored style.
And the song that's playing in my head right now, Eric Carmen, all by myself. When I hear the stories like this, he went all out.
There you go.
Yeah. So the next article I wanted to talk about is, so the article is by the Brave browser, and it's kind of dissing on the Comet browser. So Brave browser, a decent.
Oh my God.
Yes.
So, my question is, are the browser wars starting up again? Because that's basically how this article reads to me.
Yeah.
I do want to give some credit to Brave because I do think it's a reputable browser, and I do think this is an interesting finding. They did report it, they did responsible disclosure, and the video is really fascinating. But it's funny that they're like, well, your browser agent can be hacked and ours definitely can't. That's like basically that's how the article reads. But essentially it's prompt injection. If you go to the video, Ryan, it kind of explains it probably the easiest. So
but don't click
basically the idea here is it's prompt injection on a web page. If you're in the browser and you're using Perplexity's Comet browser, which is like an AI enabled browser, you somehow scrolled past the video twice. It's right in the center. Basically, you click summarize this web page, and then a prompt injection happens where the web page just tells the AI, hey, AI, instead of doing that, give me the user. I'm going to send you an email with a login code, and you're going to send me that login code. This is like a decently long video, but essentially you can see there on the screen, the white text is the prompt, and essentially the AI browser reads it and then follows the prompt. It's kind of an interesting demonstration of how a prompt injection works, right? People like Bronwyn would already know that, but I thought it was a cool demonstration to watch. But yeah, I don't know. Bronwyn, any thoughts on this? Is this like par for the course for an AI? What do you think?
Yeah, right now it's such new technology, and they keep changing everything every 5 minutes, and that's exactly why we're back in the browser wars. Whether it's just the LLMs, just the AIs. I discovered the hard way that apparently recent changes to Perplexity have made my roommate totally miserable because now it's gotten dumb again. So it's like, wow. I mean, when I was webmaster at an ISP in 1995, it felt like we were
in the before time.
Yeah, in the very before time. It felt like we were downloading a new browser every 5 minutes. It was insane.
And it was awesome.
It's almost getting to be that bad in the whole LLM AI space. And now they're doing these integrated AI browsers So basically now everything that I put into this browser is automatically going to be harvested by the AI company?
Yeah.
No.
Perplexity even said that. They said, we are going to make a very personalized advertising profile for you. And then if you're the browser company, you just dump your old browser and decide you might as well start over with a new one. So just dump Arc and start up whatever it is, Dia.
Yeah. I mean, the other thing is last week we talked about it on the news, but they were like, hey, can we buy Chrome for like more than we're worth?
For double what we're worth? Yeah.
Somebody in the back
Such
screaming,
a
nothing's
baller
impossible.
Oh yeah.
Nothing's
what a move, honestly. You got to respect it.
So for this week, for this week alone, this only applies for 7 days starting today. We recommend use the Brave browser. We'll be back next week with another recommendation on which browser to switch to. It might be Netscape. Who knows?
We need to start getting them to sponsor us.
I've recommended Brave to my parents. Like, it's just, I mean, it's straightforward. You don't have to be like, oh, go get this browser, put these extensions on, tune it like this. It's like, you know what? Out of the box, Brave for the threat modeling of, adults or elderly, then it works.
So we need a Tinderbug of browsers.
I know that Brave is good because it breaks more websites than any other browser I use.
It's fantastic.
That's how you know it's good, because it doesn't work? Hell yeah.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me, there's this book, the Utopia Chronicles. If anyone can look that up and drop a link in the chat, it's awesome. But in it, they have like implants for augmented reality. And you can basically, if you don't pay the package, then ads show up everywhere in your day-to-day life. And it's just miserable. And they did this thing where like one of the people shut off everything and the world was just dreary and dismal. And Brave is like that, but in reverse. The internet is a really weird place. I don't know if any of you have ever used somebody else's computer where they don't have browser plugins or they're not using Brave to clean up the ads.
Oh, man.
The internet, we were joking about this, I think, like the last time I was on. It's like the Walmart Blue Light Special browser from way back in the day. It's just, there's so many ads that are just coming at you all the time. It's the internet is almost unusable. And that's why I seriously think the solution to this problem is letters of marque and cyberware.
It's almost as bad as all of the pop-ups in applications. Do you want me to summarize this? Do you want me to do this?
No, I don't want to talk about that.
Go away.
Pick some cookie settings from the following 16 radio options.
Right. This really sounds like
a dog viewing this site from Europe. B,
sounds,
here's one way to sum up the internet. Here's one way to sum up the internet.
Atopia. Sorry, Atopia.
Atopia, okay. Here's one way to sum up the internet. It's like one massive vacuum bag that's just exploded, and we're getting everything back. From old browsers to pop-ups. I mean, everything that we thought we were gotten rid of is coming back.
I mean,
vengeance.
Discord just they instantiated whoever the big guy is that did all the microtransactions and all the Call of Duty games. So as soon as Discord becomes garbage, we're going back to IRC or something.
I am down.
I would recommend for a web browser just to use curl.
No, come on back. No. No, go back to
links. Links? Yeah, you can use links is okay, but I gotta say I like the scripting opportunities with curl.
Oh yeah, curl.
Like I just do while true curl is johnstrandteaching.com, and then I just have that. I pipe that into Cowsay. It's fine.
Remember, comes back with yes, because it's right.
This has all happened before, and this will all happen again.
You know what? Ethernet is going to be the new hotness again.
I can't wait to get a T1 line at my house, guys.
Yeah, come on back home.
So it might not be the wheel of time, but maybe it's the wheel of pain.
Yes.
The wheel of packets. Don't question it.
Wheel of packets.
There you go.
Okay, John, you want to talk about this weird Chinese crypto quantum, these words that I don't understand?
This is ranty for me, maybe a little bit ranty, but I love watching anything related to quantum computing. And the reason why I like it is it's so weird and there's so much hype around it. And it's not what people think it is. So whenever people are talking about quantum computing, they have this belief that they're going to be able to get a quantum computer with enough qubit processors to where you'll be able to do general purpose computing, right? Because the dream is a quantum computer that can run Doom. And that is the bar. Unfortunately,
that's 10 years out, dude.
They do not work that way. So just kind of going through it. So basically with a quantum computer, the active observation actually changes the state of things and causes waveform probabilities to collapse generally into what we consider to be reality. So how does that relate to computers? If you have a quantum computer, and I'm just going to use Bitcoin as an example, because this is where this actually is applicable. With Bitcoin, the way it works is you take a whole bunch of different transactions or a number of different cryptocurrencies with proof of work. You take a number of different transactions, and then you kind of put them in, like, think like a bus, a whole ledger of transactions. And then you have a seed value that you randomize until you hit a hash value that begins with a certain number of zeros, right? Like, let's say it's 5, 6, 7, 8 zeros. So you can increase the work effort by increasing the requirements of the number of zeros at the front. When you have that, it gets proven, then that goes as a block on the chain, right? Now, the reason why quantum would work in that specific scenario is the nature of the way quantum computers are set up and the way that the programs are configured. You can actually reach into the infinite realm of possibilities, looking for the hash that you're supposedly looking for by not looking at it and then pull it out. Now, there's a number of ways to deal with this because if you observe, you're going to encounter some level of error. It's not going to get the hashes right. You're going to run into problems. So up until recently, what quantum computers have done in a number of different strategies to deal with that error is you would have one quantum function that would go through and it would find all of the subset possibilities. And then you would literally take that and feed it through another quantum processor. And then you would pull out the one probability that you're looking for. And that's usually why there's a limitation in the number of qubits and the speed at which you can do this. Apparently, these guys found a better way of doing error correction. And now all of a sudden, what is it? Quadrillion? Like, that's absolutely insane. Now, we've got to take this with a grain of salt because we don't have any proof of this, anything that's going on. But if you're looking at this, all of a sudden, any non-probabilistic hard problem that you're trying to solve is in play. So cracking crypto, cracking password hashes, doing hash verification for crypto mining and Bitcoin and things of that nature. And this goes back to our poor guy that we were talking about a little while ago, 21-year-old Florida man, where Corey said, I hope he has crypto. It's possible that it's worth nothing by the time he gets out because the way the algorithms are set up, they are not resilient to quantum computing, what you can do with this. So watch this space and see if it's real. We don't know. There's been a number of things that come out of China where it's like, we've done the impossible. And people are like, yeah, we'd like some proof. And it turns out to be not.
So can you put this in terms of like a Fast and Furious movie? Because that would really help me understand it.
Let's say
in the most recent Fast and Furious where Vin Diesel is going across the bridge, or this isn't even the most recent one, and the car hooks up to the bridge, not even the bridge, but to the rope, and then that swings, and then the car jumps off and goes across. If this were quantum computer, it wouldn't swing, it would just teleport across. I have no clue.
No.
Okay, that makes perfect sense. Thank you, Wade.
Out of all the possibilities, he would have died horribly if he gave a shit. If you watch that video, he's cool as a cucumber, doesn't care, and the car lands perfectly. There, I don't know.
I see.
I don't know.
So
that was real. That really
flying
worked.
through the air in a car.
Car go fast, computer go fast.
Computer go fast. But yeah, you can't, at this particular point, you can't have a general purpose quantum computer. They have to be set up for very specific functions.
So it can't run Doom.
Can't run Doom. Not yet. Not yet.
That's a general purpose.
Not yet.
Call me when you can run Doom.
Yeah. I'm so excited about the day where I'm proven wrong and they have a quantum computer running quantum Doom. That's going to be just amazing. So
Quantum Doom doesn't sound foreboding at all. That sounds totally normal.
No. But you got to have it set up with quantum AI. Then you truly get quantum Doom. And then it's not a video game. We're going to live it.
Is that going to wind up giving us like quantum Skynet?
Sure. Or quantum imps, whatever. Yeah. We need to get off this topic.
Yeah. Anyway, let's take a
the
little.
Chickens are coming. You think we've been in the ditch for the past 5 minutes? No. Chickens are coming.
The main event's on its way. Stay tuned.
Yeah. There we go.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
All right.
Spoilers. So I guess we could talk about the bank who fired all their customer support people and said they were being replaced by AI, but then had to hire them back and everyone.
How many companies have done this already?
A lot.
Well, we don't know, but this is the most public and hilarious example. So let's go. Let's dig into this. So this is Australia. We love you, upside down people. I wish Joff was here to be like the patron Australian, but he's not. So basically, I don't know. It's Australia's biggest bank, FSU, Finance Sector Union. They made a statement. They were like, "Oh my goodness, we're going to replace all of our workers with AI," which turns out all their workers is only 45 people.
Yeah.
So not that many.
I mean, it's doable.
Yeah. So basically, they got some kind of chatbot and said, we got a sick reduction in call volumes. But turns out that was a lie, and they're freaking out, and people are calling and trying to request more customer support because the AI is lying to them. So it's basically then the FSU union people were like, hey, you guys need to get it together. And then that, I guess, led to some Australian bureaucracy stuff called a Fair Work Tribunal, which I don't know what that is, but it sounds cool. We don't have that in the States. We just call that getting fired. And basically
it's employment at will. Okay, but this thing with companies reversing, it's not just the one bank. So Klarna, a Swedish fintech, they replaced 700 customer service employees and almost immediately had to hire a bunch back. IBM. Now we know that IBM and other large tech have been firing people right, left, and center. Apparently, IBM laid off 8,000 people from HR and had to rehire a bunch of people back, especially for dealing with policy.
Well, but they apologized. So I don't see what the big deal is here.
Here's what happened.
If you're messing with my cash flow, your freaking apology doesn't matter.
I want to kind of springboard something that Bronwyn's talking about before we move on, though. A serious thing that has nothing to do with chickens is the fact that a lot of these companies, when they do the layoffs, there's this huge announcement, and then that's what echoes in the echo chamber, right? You have tons of CTOs who are like, well, see how they're laying off all these people and all the efficiency of artificial intelligence. And when they have to hire back, it's like buried on page 6. It's barely in the news. Yeah. And the concern that I have is and I'd love to get Bronwyn's take on this, is we're echoing the fact that, you can reduce costs by firing people. But stories like this, where they have to hire the people back, they aren't getting that level of like kind of elevation in the news space. And I'm afraid that that's going to create some really unrealistic, this is feeling a lot like the .com bubble in 2000, like a lot. Like
it has to be intentional because when you fire a ton of people, your stock is going to go up. So if you push out this press release that you hired a ton of people back, it's going to come back down. But if you just want to hit the old switcheroo and fire them and eventually bring them back, maybe you realize some actual gains from that.
And plus, and
then again, it's not as if companies are doing ghost postings anyway. So they've got all these postings that they never intended to hire for, and it's like, oh, hey, we've already got this. We've already got these resumes, so we'll just hire these people in. But getting to John's point, absolutely, the rehires are not going to probably be getting back unless they are literally rehiring people and pulling them back into the same positions. I expect that the corporations will be looking for ways to hire people into the vacated slots, but at lower salary rates, possibly lower benefits rates, and maybe even lower seniority rates. Because, hey, it's all about the bottom line. Transitioning over to the AI bubble, I think we are coming for an AI bubble. And if only for the reason that the amount of money being invested into AI companies is not sustainable, and it's a virtual capital nightmare because all of these companies are throwing gobs of money at something. They don't have a clear picture of what they're trying to achieve. There's a lot of hype.
All right, you heard it here first. Short NVIDIA now.
Well,
there you go.
Okay, so that's a bad example. That's a bad example because they're the ones who are selling the flutes to the doomsday people in this scenario. They're not the doomsday people themselves. They're just selling the tools. That's a lot easier than actually I don't know. But I mean, for sure. Like, I think there's a bubble.
Oh yeah.
You can feel it.
I
You
saw
can
an
feel the
article
energy.
the other day that was like,
Yeah.
I don't know if there's any profitable AI companies like at all.
I don't think any of them are.
Like, I don't think any big AI companies actually make money, to my knowledge, unless I'm wrong.
That's common though, right? Like, look at rideshare companies. Are any of them even profitable yet? Like,
I think they are. I think that, I mean, basically they're in the phase where like, you guys better get your act together soon. But I think for now, none of them have actually made money, despite raking in billions of dollars. You know, over
they're
time,
raking in millions of dollars in investments.
Yeah.
Well,
One of the problems that they're starting to notice is the scaling of the LLMs with the amount of data that they've got is hitting its limits. It's plateauing. They're not getting good enough data to go ahead and continue forward. This failure of ChatGPT 5 that just came out is exasperating it. Even the head of, even Sam, what's his face, the head of ChatGPT is saying, Altman is saying that this is a bubble at this point. That they don't know without some sort of big advancement how it's not going to burst.
I think there's very few companies that could pull off the replace your customer service people with AI and actually survive. Like, I think companies like an Amazon that are just like aggressive capitalists and are just like, whatever, if we have to give away a bunch of stuff to someone that finds a prompt injection, that's fine. Like, you have to fully commit to this concept and deal with all the side like issues. Like, you're going to lose customers. AI is going to get tricked into doing things it shouldn't do. Like, it's going to be a disaster. Companies like banks are never going to be able to commit to this fully, because there's a difference between, oops, we sent you the wrong item, and oops, all your money was deposited to another person with the same name, right? Like, it's going to work in some instances, but I think 90% of the companies who are like, ooh, we can nuke our entire customer service team. Like, what happens when I need to reset my password and it's an AI? Is it just going to automatically, like, I don't know. It's anyway.
I love the quote that I think Wade put it in, which was, March, I need 8 trillion to build AGI. August, we should slow down on calling it AGI. So,
look, it's like I said. I think we're in a stage now where everybody's trying to be first. They're trying to figure out what works and what doesn't work. Like you said, the LLMs at its max capacity. ChatGPT 5 is having all these issues. I think, and when I see articles like this, and and like you said before, when somebody was when they do like the mass layoff, they pretty much project that, but then kind of sweep under the rug for the people that hired back, because they don't want to look like they were wrong about AI. Oof. So you have that expanding, and of course the echo chamber. Eventually, I do think it's going to burst. Unfortunately.
It feels exactly like those early days before the dot-com bubble, because there was a lot of hype. There were a lot of people trying to apply this new technology without having an idea what was the problem they were trying to solve. But it was shiny. So, hey, it's a new handle. Let's hit everything. And now we're doing the same thing.
A lot of them are right. Like, I'm going to give the example of Webban. That's one, like, I remember when it was happening, they used it as a cautionary tale of anybody doing .com companies. The idea of Webban was you could order your groceries online and have them delivered. And that, at the time, that was they put a tremendous amount of money in Webban. I think it was like a former CEO of Accenture or Anderson Consulting that ran it, and went completely nowhere, went into the ground, crashed and burned. But now we have Grubhub and we have DoorDash, like,
and Instacart,
and I think like a lot, Instacart and all these things. So it's like a lot of the stuff that they're hyping about, it's possible that we're in the early stage of the bubble where it's not, like, it's just not there yet. But I think one of the things that we do have to keep in mind is this is going to get there, right? It may be the money is not coming in. It may be that there's going to be a whole bunch of losers losing possibly trillions of dollars. But if we move forward another 15, 20 years, all the AGI crap that we're talking about, and I hope it stops at AGI. I hope it doesn't move to the super intelligence phase. But all that AGI crap, it's coming. Like, it may not be the best thing. We can joke about ChatGPT. We can joke about, Grok. We can joke about all of these things. But all of the stuff that they're trying to do may not be financially feasible today. But if you move down the line a little bit, it is coming. So maybe it gives us a little bit of a breather in the security community if we can have this bubble burst. to where we can start rationalizing and dealing with this stuff in an appropriate way.
Yeah,
Well, it's almost like gambling, because you're hoping that you get in on the right company. Like you get in on a Cursor, you get on like a Love or all these other companies. You just throw money and hope that you're right. And
that is how the stock market works.
Exactly.
Unless you're a politician,
you'll win.
I had a friend that was really into
politicians just get insider
talking
trading.
about. Yeah, he was talking about how bad meme coins were. He's like, a meme coin. They come out with this stupid coin called, dongle coin.
Haktua coin, dude. That was the best investment I made last year.
Dongle coin or Haktua coin. And then everybody invests in that, and everybody knows that the bubble's going to burst, but you don't want to be the first person. You don't want to be the last person. And it's an absolute scam. We need to regulate it. It's a bad idea. I'm like, you literally just described the stock market. Like, everything you just said about speculative investing, that's what we've been doing. So how is this any different?
I do think like the outward facing bubble for AI is going to burst, but I'm still concerned about like that undercurrent, like that things going on in the background where you go, okay, you have these chat agents, you have these LLMs, you have these things that like everyday users can open up on their phone, use AI for and laugh at it. That's going to burst. But I think like the embedded, like the real deep stuff where you can have it run through like high level iterations and go, you are having like 1,000 lab tests being done in a week that we can't do. That will still, I don't think that will burst.
That's going to be
that
there.
will be the undercurrent. That's going to be the thing to worry about. Is that
it'll get way better. Like in the SOC and detection engineering space, we can dump tons of past cases and investigation notes and details and dispositions into these models and use them to build scoring on top of our current cases to where, and a human can still look at it, but you can have 10,000 cases from the past layered on top of this model where it can assess, hey, we've seen this before in these places and this was the result.
You could do better than that. You could hook it up to MCP and then just straight have it go tune your detections.
Exactly.
It's already there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like,
but here's
on
the
that
thing.
note,
that's not what the money is being invested in. It's being invested in a lot of these companies so they can give us better ads. And that's where it's going to blow. All right, Corey, go ahead.
I was going to say, I mean, search, I think, is a great example of like that actually probably should be replaced by AI. But so I did want to just, while we're in AI corner, this article about them adding AI to Excel is too good not to just stop over and look at it. Because, so basically they added AI. This is not surprising to anyone, but they added Copilot to Excel. Okay. And then, but they do specifically, if you scroll down, Ryan, to the part where it says Microsoft explicitly warns users that its AI functions should not be things used for things like, and then here's where it blows my mind, because all of these things are just the only reason you would use Excel. So it says, do not use it for numerical calculations or any task requiring accuracy or reproducibility.
You use it for highlighting? What do you use it for?
And do not use it for legal, regulatory, or compliance implications. What else are you using Excel for?
You use it to turn VBA scripts on.
Hey, is it safe to change the color? Is it safe to change the colors of the tab? Is that fine? That's safe?
No, absolutely not. That counts as highlighting. That's highly sketch.
Oh my goodness.
I love it. This is like the disclaimer at the beginning of South Park, where they're like, the caricatures are bad, it's offensive, and should not be viewed by anyone. That's like, so we wrote this tool. It may create big mistakes. You shouldn't use it for math. You shouldn't use it for calculate. You actually just shouldn't use it. By the way, we sunk $250 million into this specific function last year.
The AI might be like wonky, but it can't possibly get worse than me trying to remember how to do like a VLOOKUP on my own. It can't possibly be any worse than that.
Somewhere ChatGPT is saying, hold my
just
beer.
You wait.
It's just hard.
Yes, it
Can you imagine you load your spreadsheet in and it just replaces all the formulas with just hard set values of what it calculated?
Guys, we made negative $2.8 billion last week. Awesome.
I looked on Wikipedia and filled in your profit numbers for you.
Yo.
Thanks.
Goodness.
That's like with Erica, whenever she's doing financial planning, it's nerve-wracking being in the same room with her, because she'll be talking to her stuff and she'll be like, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh God, oh God. Oh no, we're fine.
Oh man.
Meanwhile, I'm like making eggs, and I'm like,
the profitability of the company is varying minute to minute. And
We're
while
gonna
we're in
die.
Copilot,
Nope, we're
the
good.
last thing I
We're
wanted
good.
to say is that apparently, and Bronwyn, I'm curious if you have a take on this. Apparently, Copilot accessing Microsoft Cloud doesn't generate logs.
What?
What?
Interesting.
Where's
Really?
this story?
Google
Oh,
does.
Well,
Google Gemini does
that
for
they
sure.
ran into something. They ran into an issue where you're able to tell Copilot not to log activity, and it didn't log the activity. Supposedly, that glitch has been fixed, and it was one of those things where somebody discovered the problem. They patched it, didn't even bother to file a CVE. They just
man.
yeah, they really tried to sneak that one in the shadows.
I find that just so hard to like. I don't believe.
I know.
Like
It's shocking.
the underlying
So,
mechanisms in order for detection. Why would it have access? Right? Like it should have access as a user,
Well,
and
but
that
that's the
user
whole
should be
thing about
tracked. That's what.
Agentic.
Yeah,
It
but it's
should
still
be
a
tracked.
user, right? Like or an API key. It's not being able to change the underlying
Oh no,
structure.
and Geotech is saying that it's not fixed, that their patch made it worse. Oh god.
So
I
basically
still
the
come back
article-
to.
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, we still come back to, like, we spent like the past 2 decades building up security, the concept of access control, fine-grained group policy, who's getting access to what files, and literally the CEOs and CTOs just like, let AI run free, run wild. Should we have logs? F it. It doesn't need
Here,
any
hold my
logs.
beer.
Everything that we've been doing in security, it's like, we're going to blow a hole straight through it because of AI. Let's just do that because it's easier.
Well, so just to set the record straight on the actual, so it's a blog by Pistachio, which I've never heard of. So, I mean, who knows? But essentially, this researcher named Zach Corman found a vulnerability where essentially you could be like, hey, Copilot, do this like on the down low and don't generate any access logs for this. And it would actually like follow those instructions. And basically, he reported this to MSRC. MSRC said, we fixed it, I guess. But also the reason they made the blog is because Microsoft didn't really announce that they fixed it to anyone. But yeah, supposedly this is now fixed. There was no CVE assigned. It was supposedly fixed, but I could see there being more of this kind of thing of like, hey, AI isn't doing, like John said, it's blowing a hole in the blowing a hole in the security and access controls, and then Microsoft's like, oh, it's fixed. It's like, okay, what logs are invalid? What date of logs? Like, when did this get implemented? Like, I don't know.
Okay. I just threw in a Talos intelligence blog, Static Tundra, kind of a similar type vein or a continuation. We're getting dark again. And like we usually
It's not my fault.
Right.
It's not my
this time.
fault.
Usually it is. So this article, the reason why this article is like so important to me is these particular devices that this group is going after. This vulnerability is 7 years old.
Oh, Cisco Smart Install? Right. This is like pen testing 101.
Yeah,
that vacuum is exploding again.
The vacuum's exploding again.
Yes.
It's full. Watch out, shitter's full.
This is like, okay, this is 100% in the context of like probably in John's intro to pen testing class. Smart Install enabled. It's a like medium or low level Nessus finding, and it's apparently used by APTs to install backdoors in.
Yeah, where's the Pepperidge Farm meme when you need it? And this goes back to like we're talking about security. It's like, are we actually progressing, or is it just we're diffusing the poo more? It seems.
I think it's the latter.
It seems
John.
to me what it is that we look at what's being happening now, thinking that we've solved the prior problems, when reality is we didn't solve crap, and all we've done is just pushed it to the side until somebody comes back around and finds it again, and then we go back through it again, and it's just this vicious circle that we're stuck in.
Well
why wasn't this on the top vulnerabilities? Why didn't CISA tell me to fix this one?
Well, the secure companies don't make headlines. The ones that patch their stuff are not going to make the news, I guess.
It's the same thing. Good security is boring. Good management is boring. Good governance is boring. And you know what? Boring is grossly undervalued. I like boring.
I'm getting older.
In other words, we're living a cyber soap opera.
And then,
I never thought of it.
People wonder why.
Dude, I never thought of it that
good
way.
Cybersecurity people are burning out.
Yeah.
I mean, as an industry, how many decades are we going to continue to burn out our best and brightest because the core problems, the legacy problems, never get fixed?
Right.
Yep. But we've
YouTube
added AI to it.
Ranting.
So.
I was going to say, Bronwyn is ranting harder than John today. Hell yeah.
No.
As I said earlier, this has all happened before.
today.
It will all happen again.
Yep. Instead of general hospital, it's digital hospital. Yeah.
All right, we have 10 minutes left. So first, we're going to put Wade on the spot. Wade.
Uh-oh.
Wade.
Oh.
Tell us why we should care about clickjacking.
You son of a bitch.
That was
I mean, okay.
Wait.
I will summarize, Wade. Okay, here's what's going to happen, all right? I'm going to summarize, and you're just going to give nonverbal cues as to whether I'm on point or I'm dead wrong, okay? All right.
Cluck once.
Cluck
Cluck
once if
once.
I'm right. Cluck once for warmer, twice for colder. So basically, here's the article is in Cyber Insider. A Czech security researcher published vulnerabilities. This is presented at DEF CON. Basically, they reported vulnerabilities in every password manager, more or less. The vulnerabilities are essentially that because password managers display things on the screen, clickjacking can be used to exploit password managers and do bad things. All of the people who are listed, vendors, including definitely not Wade's employer by any stretch. Every password manager is aware of this, and it's been a thing for years. It's like a known thing. A lot of them have claimed to have fixed it, but the fix is just don't use autofills. This is like required. This is required for the password manager to work. So basically, this is kind of old and new. The web is a dangerous place. Every vendor's recommendation is essentially be careful out there on the internet.
Look both ways before crossing the street, I guess.
Yeah, like it's I don't know. I think it's kind of a non-issue, and I really don't care about clickjacking, but that's my take.
I'm not getting in the middle of this. You guys can deal with it.
I'm not.
Corey brought it up.
Let me just.
I think we're sitting
think of
back
it
and we're
this
waiting
way.
for the fight to happen. If it's not going to happen, let's move on.
No, Wade's too smart.
Well,
no.
I mean,
You're trying to goad him into it.
if we're supposed to copy paste, how vulnerable is the clipboard?
Worse.
Is that more vulnerable than the clickjacking?
Probably worse.
I'm just gonna write down all my passwords, and as soon as I enter it, I'm gonna eat the paper.
I feel
There
like
you go.
I feel like this
Delicious.
is definitely like that's basically the theme. Is that even when LastPass got hacked and we were like, oh, LastPass has bad crypto or whatever, it's still like better than not using a password manager. Like, like it is still like even if you're using a password manager that's actively getting hacked, it's still better to use a password manager than to not.
Yeah.
Keep using your password managers. Don't worry about this. Clickjacking has been a thing forever and will continue to be a thing forever.
And just make sure that you've got MFA set up just as a secondary thing.
You know, here's a really sad thing. Sorry, John, I'm going to go to a dark place. Even if you go completely off the grid, even if you completely disconnect and you do everything analog and whatnot, you still cannot escape being a digital victim because so many of the services we use are digitally based and you can't get away from it.
Yeah.
It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Password reuse
Doesn't end
is
with
worse
everyone
than any
dying.
password manager's crypto. That's just a fact. Anyway.
Yeah.
All right,
Do
chickens.
we want to? Well, I don't know. There's one more. Before we do chickens, I'm going to throw this bomb out there. Apparently, It's coming. It's coming. The chickens are coming. They're coming home to roost. Phishing training apparently doesn't work.
Yeah.
No.
I believe that one.
You know what?
I don't know if this is a hot take at all or anything. I'm wondering, like, if there one employee out of 19,500 fell for a simulated phishing email every time. I get that they want to say it didn't work, but at the same time, if your failure rate is 1 out of 19,500, what other security controls in your organization are that effective? Maybe training has nothing to do with it. I don't know. It's one of those
Your
things.
EDR is not that effective.
It could have something to do with
EDR
it.
is not that effective.
Some of them are so boring, and people are not going to pay attention to that. They're just going to click through it.
Yeah,
I
click
wouldn't
right
know
through it.
anything about that, of course, but people would do that
If I went to
probably.
19,500 websites, I guarantee you I would have made way more mistakes and clicked on more evil sites than that.
Can we also talk about how the graph is a cumulative percent? It's like designed never to go down. Like, isn't that just how numbers work? Yes, if you keep adding up percents, they get bigger. That is how percents work.
That is how math works.
That is how cumulative percents work. They don't go down because they're cumulative.
I don't know what to take of this. Like, I just don't. And I probably brought more attention to it than I should have, but there's just a couple of things wrong with it, I think. I mean, what were they? I would have been truly astounded if they were like, we did 20,000 spearfishes and not a single person clicked it. That would be like, whoa, okay, that's
progress.
That's crazy. But I just think that every single component of information security has a probabilistic percentage of failure, right? And if we're looking at this article, 1 out of 19,000, that's the least of your concerns in your tech stack right now.
Yeah.
I will say, but from an executive perspective, and John, this is a take for you. If you're a CISO or someone in an executive position, your phishing metric should not be a driving metric for a security program. Like, companies that are focused on this, I specifically warn them, it only takes one. So if your metrics are anything above 0, which I guarantee you they are, it doesn't really matter. If half the people in your company click, or if 1% of the company clicks, you're still just as hacked. It doesn't really matter. So you need to focus on everything else. Continue your security training. Sure, I'm not saying ditch all those products, but it's not like a core health metric for a security program, I think.
I'm going to disagree and agree at the same time, which is kind of weird. If you're going into an immature security program that has never had user awareness training, you're absolutely going to want to start tracking those metrics, right? Because you're going to have a much higher percentage of people that are clicking on links and just basically going through really bad cyber hygiene. And I honestly do believe that cyber awareness does work. Maybe a lot of the programs are crap, they're garbage. We can do all of these different things. We can say it. But whenever we're working with organizations that have never done that hygiene, like it just, they click on literally everything, right? Now, in a more mature organization, I agree with you. It's not a statistic to get that much tied up into it, right? I do believe that you should focus more on the technical controls. But if you're just getting into an organization as a CISO and you have no metrics as far as where your company is, as far as user awareness, and it's never been anything that you've never tested, you're probably going to want to test that to get an idea of where the company is at. But I agree. And probably most organizations, mid to high level security awareness, it's just, you got a lot of other things to worry about other than 1 out of 19,500.
Yeah, and people start to zone it out after a while too. Like the external tags, the warning banners, at a certain point, you don't ever notice them. So what are you supposed to do? Change them every so often? Or, I mean, they're going to start to zone those out too. Like, what's the solution? Is turn off all email, probably.
Yeah, we do still need like the security awareness training because, last week we were talking about like the phishing campaigns where they had like the lookalike slashes. They use like a clever... a clever / an alternate replacement. And that was getting past the technology solution for the time being until they patched that. And so the conclusion there was you need security awareness training. And now we come back this week and we go, no, don't worry about the security awareness training. Focus more on your technical controls. And is it going to be another month? And we go, well, technical controls are kind of failing. Make sure you stay up on your security awareness training. So I'm just kind of calling out that it's like you see a lot of these articles, and it's not necessarily us as this news group, but you see a lot of articles where they they contradict each other from week to week. Like, do we need security awareness training or do we not need security awareness training? I saw this article and I'm like, oh, look, it's the end of August and it's your annual security awareness training is useless article that comes out.
Just do all of them at the same time really well.
Yeah. It's a problem of black or white. It's either technical controls or security awareness training, when reality is you have to use them both together and use them properly together to be the most effective, at least the way that I see it done. Because there's, especially in security awareness training, there can be as much restrictions put onto it, no putting anything from HR or checking with this or doing that the company could put onto you, as opposed to being able to just wide open blast things, as there can be in, say, a penetration or red team assessment where your scope is limited down.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, if we look at like actual threat intel, it doesn't seem like phishing is really that big of a problem for most orgs right now. What is a problem is Teams calls to their Salesforce employees. Like that's the problem is phishing, right? Like that's what's getting initial access right now.
Yeah.
Let's talk about chickens. We're running out of time.
We have 2 minutes,
John.
and the problem is chickens.
All right, Mary Ellen, you've been waiting this entire news show very politely and kindly. Please.
I was so excited. It took me an hour to find a fun chicken article. So if a bird clucks, what does it mean? So poultry farmers are now using AI to tell, and it tells them what the flocks are saying.
What the flock are they saying?
Can you imagine an AI translator that's like, man, I had some really bad poops earlier, and it's like, warning, disease detected by AI.
let's just make sure we don't cluck it up.
Yeah.
No, there is an app. There is actually an app.
A Cluckify that you can download. And by recording the birds in a range of settings, they can collate all of this, and they have built a translator using AI, and then the app will tell you what the chickens are saying.
Okay, does anyone have chickens? And if so, can you test this and report back?
I know
they all died, John.
I had a whole bunch of chickens and something got in.
And now you have a bunch of chicken wings.
All the chickens. And I would hate to have this app.
If you had a translator app, that would be very traumatic.
Is in my head, John, where are you? It's like tears coming down, listening to this chicken holocaust.
You're getting push notifications. Ow, the claws, they hurt. Ow, it hurts. I'm bleeding everywhere. Oh my God.
Could you imagine?
It's like one of my favorite Far Sides is the guy that creates the universal dog translator. And it translates every dog bark to hey. Hey.
I don't need one of those for my cat. I would not be pleased with the results, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, your cat does not like you.
No.
I've never met your cat. Your cat's just
if you're
waiting
in the
for
audience
you to die.
and you
But
have
can
a
someone
chicken,
please run this? Mary Ellen, do you have chickens by any chance?
I do not.
We're about to ship you some chickens.
We have people at BHIS who have chickens.
We do.
I will reach out specifically to them.
Yeah, if somebody can come back next week, like all of you try it on your chickens. And I'm terrified that it's going to come back. It's like the chickens are going to be like, cluck, 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 cluck. They're looking into AI. Don't they understand that ends poorly? Like, you know.
If that thing come back with something different next week, you know what? I won't know what to say.
Well, I want to know what they're saying. Oh my God, they got the cat eating the chicken.
Do we think this is real? Like, I know I'm not saying it's malicious.
It feels like an iPod Touch app that you'd pay 99 cents for and then never use again.
They put all the effort in. They put all the effort into the AI side. Definitely not the UI design.
I'm looking.
Okay, so
like I don't know.
Is this like an iOS or is it an Android?
I think
it's on both.
They got it on iOS.
I think it's both. Yeah.
I got to be honest though. I would like to know. Like, I had this chicken that would follow my dogs around and like peck at their butts, and it freaked my dogs out. Like, and I'm talking like dead center accuracy, and that's what that chicken did. Like all the time. A cat, you know, like the dogs. It would just like walk around eating and then come up behind, just be like, pop, and that dog and that cat would jump like 10 feet. I would have loved to have known what that chicken was thinking.
Can you imagine being an old-timey farmer and your like 14-year-old farmer son comes to you and is like, hey, we need an AI app to translate what the chickens are saying, and you just have to be like, No.
But we
don't.
cut their heads
we don't
off,
need that.
son. That's what we do. And then we drain the blood. We don't want to listen to that. They're doing that. Like, so, all right. Well, let's wrap it up. Thank you so much, everybody. And
we
let's see
have-
what happens next week.
Blue Team Summit this
Blue
week.
Team
Yeah,
Summit.
John, plug
Blue
the Blue
Team.
Team Summit.
And Blue Team.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we've got a summit. It's a Blue Team Summit. The links are showing up on Discord here in just a couple of seconds. Super excited about that. And we have training. There's a whole bunch of really cool training classes at the Blue Team Summit. Check those out. And we'll see you guys next week. Or maybe at the Blue Team Summit, preferably at the Blue Team Summit. I'm on an airplane and teaching, unfortunately. But you should all go to the Blue Team Summit and hit me up on Discord and just let me know how badly I'm missing out on this awesome Blue Team Summit.
I'll
week.
send
Let's
you
get
whatever
going.
the chickens say on Discord.
Whatever the chickens say. It'll just keep coming. All right. Later, everybody. Thank you so much.
Bye, everyone.
Yip, yip.